Alright, so before we get into today's video, I want to apologize for taking so long to upload this video because I know that most people have already finished farming the Fiesta at this point. I would have uploaded this video earlier in the week, but there were some issues with the video file that I had to fix before I could have uploaded it. So despite how long overdue this video is, I hope you guys can still enjoy and learn from it. But without any further ado, cue the intro.
Show me how to lie, you're getting better all the time, and turning all against one is an art that's hard to teach. Another clever word sets off an unsuspecting herd, and as you step back in the line, a mob jumps to their feet.
Come hither, my experiments, to the latest episode of Cantare. And as you guys can see from the title and thumbnail, in today's video, I'll be guiding you on how to farm the Hero Fiesta event. Alright, so this right here is the team that I've been using to farm Fiesta. Alright, now I'm going to explain why I chose each of these units to farm Fiesta. Okay, so first off, we have Viol. The reason why I chose Viol is because he can remove buffs, and he also hits really hard. And on top of that, he also makes it so that enemies can't receive any more buffs. And as you guys may or may not know, when the Fiesta boss's HP lowers to 3 specific points, she'll get a shield. And that shield that she gets is very tanky, which is why it's very imperative that you have a unit who can remove buffs. And as I said earlier, Viol's Chain 2 can easily clear buffs, while also making it so that the enemy can't receive any more buffs. So Viol is an amazing unit for this Fiesta, and I honestly feel like he's a must-have if you plan on farming the higher levels of the Fiesta. But with Viol out of the way, let's move on to the next unit in the team. Okay, and the next unit that we'll be discussing is King Dark, and he's on the team for 2 reasons. First off, he's the primary damage dealer of this team, since he can hit incredibly hard. And secondly, he's on the team because when his Chain 2 hits an enemy who has the debuff called Buff Unavailable on them, he will extend all of their debuffs, which means that he will extend the duration of Viol's Buff Unavailable and also God Killer's Burns and Silences. And speaking of God Killer 0 is the next unit that we'll be discussing. She's on the team for 2 reasons. First off, God Killer 0's Chain 2 will silence the boss, which is very important because when the boss does her Chain 3, she clears all debuffs on herself. And as you probably already guessed from my breakdown of Viol and King Dark, debuffs are very essential to this team working. So being able to silence the boss's debuff removal is very critical. Very, very critical. And the second reason that God Killer 0 is on the team is because of the burn damage from her exclusive equipment. And if you don't have God Killer 0's exclusive equipment, then that's perfectly fine. The burn damage from it is just a bonus. Her main purpose in this team is just to repeatedly silence the boss. So if you don't have her exclusive equipment, then that's fine. You don't really have to worry too much about it. Alright, now let's talk about the next and final unit in this team. Pure Green Aaron. And as you probably guessed, her purpose in this team is just keep everyone healed and alive. So if you don't have Pure Green Aaron, then you can just use Chloris or Valkyrie in this spot. It doesn't really make much of a difference. All you really need is just someone to keep the team alive in this 4th spot. Okay, so now that I've explained why I chose these 4 units specifically to farm the boss, I'm going to go over all of their relics and gear. Okay, so let's start off with Viol. I'm running Double Dragon Kick and his personal relic, the God Chaser, with 2 attack artifacts and 4 destruction gear. And here are his stats. Now let's move on to King Dark. For King Dark, I'm running his personal relic, Dark's Rage, and the Goblin King's Pendant. And as for gear, I'm running 2 attack and 4 destruction. And here are his stats. And for God Killer Zero, I'm running Dragon's Caring and somewhere between enemies and besties. And my gear setup for her is 3 attack and 3 HP. And here are her stats. And for Pure Green Aaron, I'm running the Key and Fever Time. And as for her gear, I'm running all HP. And please keep in mind that the ideal build for all HP is 4 SS HP and 2 S HP. But I'm running 2 SS HP and 4 S HP because I don't have that much SS HP gear, unfortunately. Now, some of you might not be able to perfectly mimic all the relics that I'm using, but don't worry, I have you covered. The pinned comment down below will show you alternative relic options for each of the units I'm using. So definitely make sure to go into the comments and check that out if you can't perfectly mimic all the relics I'm using. I can't remember if I showed off Pure Green Aaron's stats or not, but here they are. But anyways, this is how I recommend you set up your skills before you try to auto farm the event. By using this combination of units, skills, gear, and relics, I've been able to successfully auto farm the event over 40 times now. So I'm confident in the efficiency of this team to get the job done. There is just one more thing I want to say before I showcase this team auto farming the event. And what I want to say is that this team can farm hard mode with absolutely no difficulty whatsoever. But I've used this team against Hell mode several times, and they can beat Hell mode on auto. This team is strong enough to beat Hell mode. But the issue that I've run into is that this team can't consistently farm Hell mode. It's essentially a 50-50 chance if this team will win or not if I use it against the Hell mode Fiesta. So I suggest that you try out Hell mode with this team a few times to see if you can succeed where I failed and auto farm it consistently, because maybe you have these 4 units much stronger than I have them. But now that I've gotten all of that out of the way, because the rest of this video won't have any more commentary, it'll be just gameplay, I'm gonna go ahead and do my outro right here. So if you guys found this guide to be helpful and useful, share it with your friends, share it with anyone you know who's struggling with the Fiesta. But with that, if you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more of my Hero Cantare content, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys.